Hello my crafty friends, I hope you're well and thank you for joining me here on my craft channel Corrine Crafts. It's lovely to have your company today. Well, today is a very quick card. I've just made a very quick little thank you card and it's all about adding dimension with your stamps and your stencils and your inks. Normally I would be adding mats and layers for height. We've not done any of that today. The only little bit of dimension we've got is my little butterfly here and a few little gems. Everything else, the dimension is, should we say, implied with the inks and the stenciling. So I think this is lovely. Let's have a look at how we made it because it's really quick, really simple, and I think you're going to love it. So I thought I'd have a look at the videos that have or the tutorials that have been doing really well on my channel, and the ones where we sort of combine that sort of mixed media and inky backgrounds you seem to be loving. So I thought I'd have a go at another one today, keeping it really simple and trying to make it quite quick but fun. So the first thing I've done is I've got a piece of watercolour card, 4.5 by 6 inches. I'm just going to get a big paintbrush and I'm just going to wet the paintbrush. I know I've got my water just here so you can see. Just wet my paintbrush. I'm just going to go over the centre of this. I just found that if you want to apply like a wash, it just reacts better if you've already wet your card. So pop that to one side. I'm going to get my water reactive ink, pop a bit onto there, and then pop it. Now I'm just using my classic trio, but you can do this in whatever colours you want. So I'm just going to pick up this. I want this to be quite faded. I just want a little bit to break up. I'm going to get rid of that water onto the background. So do that. Next thing I need to do is just dry it. So I'll be right back. There we go. As you can see, it really is quite a subtle hint on there, but that's exactly what I wanted. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my trusty stencil that you've seen me use a few times. I'm going to pop it onto, let's move the water out of the way for a minute. I'm going to get my honey pot. Let's bring it round that side. It's always easier. I'm right-handed. I'm going to put my stencil on. I'm going to pick up some honey pot. I always sort of tap a bit onto there, and then I'm going to go round the outside mostly. And I love how you've got the blue as well. So it's, you know, it's not a perfect image. You're just getting that bit of mix. Round the outside to get it stronger and then just a little bit in the middle. So round the outside so I get that strength of colour and then just a little bit in the centre. This is really just have a play and enjoy. Now, I've created that. So what I want to do, and you excuse this one because it's already been used, I've cut a circle the same size out of a piece of masking sheet so that I'm just going to create that lovely little mask on there. Now, don't worry if it's not sticking too much because what we're going to do is just going to go on top and it's going to press it down. So I've got a couple of stencils. My stencils are from my stylish trio and I'm just going to add some colour and have fun. So can you see? Don't worry that was lifting because the minute I put my stencil on, it's trapping it down anyway, so that's fine. So I'm going to get my water reactive in the fuchsia. I've got my blending brush again, so I'm just going to use the different blending brushes just to save me having to keep cleaning them. Put that, oh, that was a bit heavier than I wanted, but never mind. So I'm going to come, I'm not going right off the edge, could go off the edge if you wanted. I'm coming down over the mask and I'm just sort of doing it diagonally, just blending that out. Not too heavy, but not too light. And there we go. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Really picks that up. Okay, so I'm going to pick up my dotty one and I'm going to go in the opposite direction, and even though we've got the blue underneath, because it's diluted, I can use the same ink and I'll get a stronger colour. So we can come across here with the blue dots, and I'm not going off the edge because I've got it'll give me square ones. I don't want that, so I'm just going to come round here. There we go. I'm loving this. It's just fun building up the patterns. Okay, so I'm just going to wipe off the blue off my stencil and then I'm going to bring it in and I'm going to lay it sort of over the two, and I'm going to go back to the honey pot again. And then I'm just going to sort of merge the two together. So I'm going to go sort of between the pink and the blue on both sides and just add. But you can just do it randomly wherever you want. Doesn't that look lovely? Really building up that image. Okay, so I've got some background stamps, just some random background stamps, and one of them is a paint splat. I've got quite a few paint splats actually. So I'm going to pop that on there, and then I'm going to go back again, just like we did with the stenciling, back to my ocean blue, pop that on there. Oh, I need to just put my stamping mat underneath there. Let me grab my stamping mat. There we go. Stamping mat to the rescue. I just find I get a better resist. Just a piece of foam or anything will do. And then I'm just going to go over the edge of that mask and just rock it onto there. Can you see it's not too hard, not too bold. It's just giving me that sort of hint of an image. And then I might come down this side and come across here. You can just see. So I've just done a little bit more. If you want to, you can always just stamp onto a piece of scrap card so that you don't get anything too strong. Oh, I'll tell you what else I like to do. I've got these from All and Create. They came in a little goodie bag. I think I probably tell you that every time. And I'm going to pop those on there. Just some script. And then I'm going to pop that on there. I'm going to then run. Every time you do this, it'll be different. So I'm coming off the edge and over the mask. Like that. Then I'm going to do this side. I know I've done it completely different to the first one that I did. And then I'll come over here. There we go. So you know, you just add them where you want. I need to add a sentiment. So let's move that ink pad out the way. Let's grab my stamping platform. I'm still keeping my mask on just so that I don't accidentally stamp. And then I've got my stamps from box 46 of the Crafter's Companion monthly craft boxes. And I've got thank you with all my heart. Isn't that a lovely sentiment? So I'm just going to go over. Now, what you could have also done, oh, I'm inked onto my fingers. What you could have also done is masked off this area so that you're not stamping over a background. But I quite like it over the background. But what I will do is I'll use my quick dry ink pads, which it's the same colour. It's still the ocean blue, but I'm doing it with quick dry because then I don't smudge. The number of times I have stamped something and then smudged it. Now, this is why you needed to make sure your cardstock was really well dry, really dry after doing that inky background, because I've just used a quick dry ink pad. It would smudge if it was still wet. So there you go. That's looking lovely, isn't it? So what we need to do now is take that out. We need to peel off this mask. And can you see how everything now runs up to that shadow, but not over it? So it's almost as if that's at the front and everything else is in the background. Now, I'm going to have a look. I've got a couple of different little plants stamps. Where's my other one gone that I had? I've got this one that I've never used. Let's see what this one looks like. This is nice and new, so I can put that over there. Just sort of quite like that one. Let's bring it down a little bit there, just like that, I think. Now I'm going to go with my stamping platform, I think, just to be on the safe side. I was going to go with my rocker block, but I think I would rather use my stamping platform. Okay, make sure my hands are clean. Quick dry inks are quick drying on paper, but they don't have messy up your fingers. Right, so pop that onto there. Then I can pick that up. So let's do it with a quick dry in black. I know it's sort of different to everything else that you've done. There's no black on here, but we're going to do some black mats and layers, and that will bring it all together. Look at that. Just sort of, it's that contrast, isn't it? I love the sort of fun, frivolous background, and then this gorgeous sort of shadow. And we've got little butterflies there, and that'll be relevant in a minute. Let's just do one more. You know I always like to do 3. This is why I've gone with the stamping platform rather than my rocker block. There we go. Wow. Isn't that looking amazing? I love it. Something a little bit different. Just that little bit different. Okay, now if you wanted to, you could have, with the stencils, whereas I've been putting ink through them, you could be putting glitter paste, texture pastes, all sorts. I've got an idea. I want to do one in the next couple of days with some texture paste and then sort of do some inking over the top. We'll see. I always have so many ideas, as I was saying to someone the other day. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to start matting and layering this up, I think. So let's just move these out of the way. There we go. Get rid of that ink because I don't want it on the card base. So we've got this, which I'm absolutely loving. rookie fingers. And I've just made, this was actually left over from one of the other card bases I make, because, you know, I make them from A3. So it's come out at 6 3/4 by 5 3/4. So there we go. And I'm just going to do some mats and layers onto there. So first of all, I've got some blue linen, which I thought worked really well with the blues here. So let's go in with that one first. I mean, this is such a super quick tutorial. It really is. So it's absolutely brilliant to this. Now, I've done this in these colours. You know, I have just released my monthly challenge for June. Maybe you want to do something like this in the monthly colour challenge colours. It's up to you. As usual, I could have gone in with the black, but I'm going to do a really skinny white layer because, you know, I always like to do that because I think it just looks so much more professional. And it also just brings it back to your original colourway, you know, the front piece. So a little piece of white. I've gone in by 1/8 of an inch every time. Now, I said to you just a moment ago, don't worry about the black on the front, which is different to everything else. We're going to bring it all back together in a minute. And by adding this layer onto there, I've sort of brought all those colours together. So we've got this one on here. If you want to, you've seen me do it so many times, just burnish all that glue together. Just bond it together, because Collal Multipurpose really does add firmness to your card front. It doesn't stop you from being able to move things, so just be careful. Things will start to move if you're not careful, but don't worry about that. Then I'm going to here. So again, it's a nice flat card. We're not adding lots of height, lots of dimension, because all of the dimension for me in this is in the stamping. So I'm going to put my watercolour card on. If you find that watercolour card can be a little bit bendy and cockly from all the water, just stick it down with red liner. I'm just literally holding that for 1 minute. Let's give that a burnish. Isn't that looking lovely? But I do think it's not quite there. I do think it's not quite there. So what I've done, because I've got the little butterflies, I've cut myself a little butterfly just out of one of my dies, and I'm just going to add that on. Only one. I think that's all it needs. So let's just get a little bit of tacky glue. I'm just going to literally put the tacky glue down the centre, because you can see I've shaped the wings. So this is my nod to dimension. Oops, that is far too much glue, Corrine. So where do I want this? I think it wants to be, because it's bigger, it wants to be as if it's in the foreground, doesn't it? So let's just put that here. So it looks like it's flying up towards there. Might have needed another one, and I've not cut myself another one. There we go. Okay, we'll just finish it off with pearls then and gems. So I'm just going to put, too big. As soon as I put that close, I knew. Couple of black gems in different sizes, just all around the card, just to finish it off. Let's go with some little tiddly tiny ones as well. Should we do one on there? Oh, I like that. And one more, because it should be multiples of 3, I think. There we go. And how about that? A really quick little thank you card where all the dimension has come from the ink pads. Really simple. Try doing it in different colourways. Change the sentiment, change that. But it's all about creating that focal point in the centre for you to stamp an image. You could even put a die cut on there, however you want to do it. Right, told you that would be a quick one. It certainly is for me. Hope you enjoyed that. If you like that, please leave me a comment, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And thank you very much for all of your support. All of the links are down at the bottom in the description. I would love you to click on those, because they really do help my channel to grow. So thank you, and until next time, happy crafting, and I can't wait to speak to you again soon. Bye for now.